What you're about to see is taken from Rebel Base, IGN's weekly Star Wars show. Dude, you should totally shoot that green guy.
Bit of news from your neck of the woods, Daniel. Tooting. No, the Ukraine, because you are half Ukrainian.
I am, thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so there's a political party in the Ukraine called the Ukrainian Internet Party.
That doesn't sound like a real party.
No, it doesn't. They shouldn't have called themselves that. And recently it was announced it'll be run by a new leader, Darth Vader.
Okay.
There was an awesome quote from their new leader, Darth Vader, who said, "I alone can make an empire out of a republic to restore former glory, to return lost territories and pride for this country," that he said in a party statement. So, this party decided that the best possible leader that they could have is Darth Vader. So they paid 2.5 million hryvnia, which equates to about £136,000, $208,000, to register their party leader, okay? So Darth Vader is now their party leader. But when they turned up on the day, whose name was on the ballot paper?
Darth Vader's.
Darth Vader's wasn't.
So he didn't get elected because he wasn't on the ballot?
Because the Ukrainian government are afraid. And they should be, because his tyranny has been very well documented.
I don't know what's happening here. What's happening?
Well, what's happening is multiple things. So Darth Vader is alive and well.
Okay.
That's the thing that we should be most worried about.
And he's in the Ukraine.
And he's in the Ukraine in
he's
charge.
in Odessa.
Yeah, in Odessa, in charge of the Ukrainian Internet Party. But there's more drama still, Daniel. Okay. So on the day of the election, everyone turned up to start voting for Darth Vader, who probably would have won, let's be honest. But his name was on the ballot paper, even though they paid enough money to register him, or they claimed to have paid the money to register him anyway.
So did the citizens of Ukraine revolt?
They did. Well, one did.
How did they show their agitation?
By protesting. And do you know what the worst thing is, before we get to that? The worst thing is, Darth Vader himself wasn't even allowed to vote because he wouldn't take his helmet off to
identify himself.
So he wasn't even allowed to vote for himself. But then even if he did, he wouldn't have been on the ballot paper. So, but then it all started kicking off because it was a protest outside led by the one and only Chewbacca. Now, what Chewbacca is doing protesting to get Darth Vader in power, I do not know. Maybe it's part of a plan, maybe he's undercover, I don't know. It led to the big hairy one's arrest by Ukrainian police. He was ordered to pay about £5.
Do you reckon you have fiver on him?
Maybe.
Maybe in the bandolier.
Yeah, or maybe he swapped some spice for it. Trying to give him some spice.
I like the fact that this all sounds like mad, like you might just be making it up. And yet there's a picture behind us depicting what actually happened. And presumably we're dropping in B-roll of Chewbacca actually getting arrested.
Yeah.
But didn't this all like stem from this statue getting replaced?
Well,
so originally this statue was of Lenin.
Yeah.
And then there was an edict that said all communist symbols had to be torn down or replaced. Yeah. So they made it into Darth Vader. Remake, like it's like a terrible This Morning like makeover. Yeah. Where we get rid of all communist symbols. Darth Vader. Yeah. Because he's only associated with good stuff. Yeah. Freedom of thought, freedom of expression.
Well, you say that. If you go to the Darth Vader statue, you can get free Wi-Fi.
That's pretty good.
He's a symbol.
So he's beaming out free Wi-Fi?
Out of his wazoo, yeah.
Did Lenin do that?
No, he didn't. They've upgraded him. Lenin didn't do it.
Yeah, the Ethernet.
Yeah. GPRS.
Yeah. She's happy with Wi-Fi.
I don't think she is, to be honest. But yeah, what's Chewbacca doing? What's he up to?
Well, fair play. But that thematically doesn't work because you wouldn't have Chewbacca protesting on the behalf of Darth Vader. It's really strange. It's almost like they've not really committed to it.
I generally if you're going to go this far, right? If you're going to go that far to go, right, we're going to get Darth Vader, and they did have some like Galactic Empire sort of other costumes on there. Then in the middle of all them is just Chewbacca. And I just think, has no one in that, the Ukraine Internet Party gone on the internet and gone, who's Chewbacca? Oh, he's one of the good ones. We're trying to get one of the bad ones in. Why are we doing that? I think someone just had the costume.
I know I was going to say, I think it's that. Someone in Odessa has bought some time in the recent 5 years and bought a Chewbacca outfit, and then this day came and he's like, well, it's now or never. Yeah.
Like Darth Vader's like, oh, has everyone got their costumes? He's like, well, I've got the Chewbacca one. Doesn't really work there. But, all right, Derek, bring it on, man. Come on.
Vladimir. Derek's not.
I don't know.
Anyway, I see this question. Do you think it's a good idea to have Darth Vader in charge of a former Eastern Bloc nation?
As long as not in charge of like a real country, that I care about.
That's offensive.
Well, it's not. Whatever goes on in Ukraine goes on in Ukraine. I've got nothing the Ukraine's going to do is going to affect me and mine. So, like, if it was like Darth Vader in charge of Wales, then yeah, I'd be on the first bus back.
Is Wales country?
Yes.
I said country.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not a principality.
It's not. That's a very it's a misnomer. Like
very much England's wingman.
No, that's not true. But also, I wouldn't want Darth Vader in principality or country. I don't want Darth Vader in charge of Wales. Yeah. That's for damn sure. Yeah. So yeah, Darth Vader, by all means, be in charge of the Ukraine. You step your foot into Aberystwyth.
Better than Putin.
Then we'll have to check. Is he though?
He is.
Would you like to see Darth Vader in charge of your country? He's not going to be in charge of Wales while I'm alive.
Or unrelated to Star Wars. What do you think of Vladimir Putin? Let us know, rebelbase@ign.com.
And before we go, we've actually got a competition this week. Very cool. Halo 5 is out this week, I think, is it?
Yes.
Yes, it is. And we've got a competition to win a pretty sexy looking Halo 5 console.
Yeah, console, limited edition console, game, collector's edition, A40 headset, loads of cool stuff. And to be with a chance of winning, you've got to go to the following website. Put that up. heroesandvillains.ign.com. Yeah, and there's a quick quiz on that site where you pick your favourite heroes and villains, and afterwards you get a chance to enter the competition. But unfortunately, you have to live in the UK.
Damn you! So if you lived in the Ukraine, you couldn't enter.
No.
And that's probably Darth Vader's fault. So
yeah.
But yeah, you should enter that competition definitely, and we'll be back next week with another episode of Rebel Base.